February 10, 2026, Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez admits sa press conference ang F-16 deal ay not within budget. Kailangan ng creative ways para mabili ito. Pero habang nag-aargumento ang mga tao kung F-16 o Gripen, may nangyayari na sa Basa Air Base na hindi alam ng karamihan. $33 million na construction project built to US Air Force technical standards that align with aircraft like the F-16. Pero wala pa tayong kontrata, wala pang deal. Paano nangyari ito? Tignan natin ang $2.5 billion na foreign military financing mula sa United States. Ang sabi ng Amerika, ito ay para sa coastal defense, radars, missiles, maritime patrol systems. Pero habang nagde-debate tayo kung kayang bilhin ang F-16, may ginagawa na ang US military sa ating mga air bases. At hindi ito tungkol sa radars o missiles. As of mid-February 2026, mayroon ng malaking construction contract sa Basa Air Base, $33 million. Awarded kay Acciona, isang Spanish conglomerate in partnership with CMS Corporation, isang American group. Ano ang ginagawa nila? Aircraft parking apron, taxiways, at runway shoulders. Built to accommodate a variety of USAF aircraft under EDCA framework. Ang specifications, built to US Air Force standards for allied aircraft, standards that are naturally compatible sa aircraft tulad ng F-16. Hindi ito generic na parking lot. Completion date, 2026. Ibig sabihin, by the end of this year, operational na ang expanded apron and taxiway infrastructure. Pero wala pa ring signed contract para sa F-16 itself. At ito ang interesting part. Ang contract ay hindi dumaan sa Department of National Defense. Sino ang nag-award? NAVIFAC Pacific, Naval Facilities Engineering Systems Command ng US Navy. Ibig sabihin, American taxpayers funded infrastructure upgrades at an EDCA site used by both US and Philippine forces. Pero bakit? Kasi ito ang strategy. Build the infrastructure first using EDCA funds and US military construction budgets. Tapos pagtapos na ang apron, pag operational na ang hangars, ang tanong ay hindi na. Can we afford the F-16? Ang tanong ay, paano na tayo hindi bibili ng F-16 kung ang parking apron ay aligned with USAF operational requirements? That's the structural alignment. Pero hindi lang Acciona at CMS ang kumikita dito. May local contractors din. Halimbawa, JRMX Construction and General Merchandise. Awarded ng NAVFAC para sa renovation ng operations building, transient barracks at fabrication ng hangar doors sa Basa. At ito ang transparency challenge. Kapag ang isang company ay listed as construction and general merchandise, ang billing ay pwedeng spread across thousands of smaller line items. Supplies, materials, labor costs, lahat halo. Unlike sa transparent military bond na public ang repayment schedule, details of consultant fees are embedded within larger modernization allocations, making public scrutiny more complex. At mayroon pang specialized engineering firms na involved sa EDCA infrastructure projects. Engineering firms like Jacobs and GHD participate in broader Pacific infrastructure planning under NAVFAC contracts. Ang kanilang fees, baked into the overall modernization budget. Kaya imposible para sa publiko na makita magkano ba talaga ang bricks and mortar versus magkano ang consultant fees. At ang Lockheed Martin, hindi lang sila nagbebenta ng eroplano. Meron silang industrial collaboration project, partnership with Southern Methodist University at several unnamed Philippine universities. Ang plano, Innovation Center, Research Lab, Business Incubation Funding. Sounds good, hindi ba? Pero ang mga knowledge transfer centers na ito involve substantial administrative and operational costs. Ang pera ay dumarating mula sa jet contract, pumapasok sa local startups and research initiatives. At dahil parte ito ng bilateral industrial collaboration framework, ang detailed financial breakdown ay hindi kasing transparent ng domestic bond issuances. Kaya bumalik tayo sa sinabi ni Ambassador Romualdez. February 10th, 2026, he said, "We need imaginative and creative ways to fund the $5.58 billion F-16 purchase." Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng creative financing? Ito ang reality. Ang Pilipinas ay hindi kayang magbayad ng 330 billion pesos upfront. Ang annual modernization budget lang natin ay 40 bilyon. Kaya ang solusyon, long-term loan, possibly 15 years. Financing discussions may involve blending grants and loans to reduce upfront fiscal pressure. That's what creative financing means. Pero ito ang brilliant part ng strategy. By the time Congress debates kung dapat bang aprubahan ng loan ang $33 million na apron and taxiway expansion sa Basa, tapos na. Ang hangar doors, installed. Ang parking apron built to USAF specs, ready na. Ang sunk cost ay real na. This creates strong political momentum toward approval. Kaya ang tanong sa Congress ay hindi na, should we buy the F-16? Ang tanong ay, we already spent millions on infrastructure aligned with US fighter operations. Sayang ba kung hindi natin ma-utilize? Try opposing it. Sabihin mo sa Congress, build the Ferrari garage, but drive a Honda. Politically difficult yan. Kaya ang loan approval becomes extremely difficult to oppose. At ito ang dahilan kung bakit binalik ni Defense Secretary Gibo Teodoro ang proposal sa Lockheed Martin. Hindi dahil ayaw niya ng F-16, kundi dahil ang original bid ay lumagpas sa approved budget ceiling. Under Philippine law, specifically the Government Procurement Reform Act, bawal mag-sign ng contract kung ang presyo ay mas mataas kaysa sa allocated budget. Kaya ang return to sender, hindi ito rejection, ito ay instruction. Repackage the deal, make it fit our legal requirements, split it into phases to fit budget ceilings, make the initial contract amount compliant with procurement law. At a major breakthrough occurred in early 2026 when Congress introduced a special provision in the 2026 General Appropriations Act. This allows the Secretary of Finance to enter into foreign loan agreements specifically for defense procurement. Kaya tanungin natin, bakit hindi Gripen mula sa Sweden? Bakit hindi KF-21 mula sa Korea? Ang sagot, infrastructure ecosystem. Tignan natin ang Gripen. Sweden has no EDCA bases in the Philippines. Ibig sabihin, walang US funding para sa infrastructure. Unlike the F-16 ecosystem, European or Korean options would require separate alignment within this US-built framework. At ang Korea Aerospace Industries, they're pitching the KF-21. Pero ang problema, ang KF-21 ay hindi pa operational, still in testing phase. At walang existing EDCA infrastructure support for Korean platforms. Plus, ang FA-50 success ay naging double-edged sword. ang perception, you already have our light fighters. Bakit kailangan ng medium fighter mula sa same supplier? Pero ang Lockheed, ang kanilang advantage ay simple. American-funded infrastructure upgrades are already underway at Basa. Ang parking apron, tapos na. Ang hangars, built to specs that match USAF aircraft requirements. Kaya kahit mas mura ang Gripen on paper, ang total cost of ownership mas mahal kasi kailangan mo pang bumuo ng lahat ng infrastructure mula sa simula. Lockheed's infrastructure already waiting. Kaya ito ang totoo. While negotiations continue, infrastructure momentum favors one direction. Sinasabi ba ng Lockheed na nanalo na sila? Hindi. Pero tignan mo, $33 million apron and taxiway expansion, US Air Force standards. Operational by 2026. The infrastructure already points one direction. At by structuring this through bilateral agreements and EDCA funding instead of a transparent military bond, sino ba talaga ang kumikita? Acciona gets 33 million. JRMX gets renovation contracts. Engineering firms get consultant fees. Lockheed gets innovation center funding. Lahat kumikita. The difference? Funded under bilateral defense frameworks which follow a different budgeting structure from domestic bond issuances. That's the trade-off. And remember, Basa Air Base is just one location. May iba pang bases na may construction permits for allied aircraft operations. Pero hindi F-16 ang specifications. Sino kaya ang susunod? Mag-like at mag-subscribe at panoorin ang mga video na nasa screen ngayon.